Here have eaten too much leftover Halloween candy.
But that's okay. Now and then, if we binge a little bit, we've got it under control. If you're a person who has an eating disorder, anorexia or bulimia, chances are you may need some help. And chances are you are young and female. 95% of the people who seek treatment for those disorders are women.
Well, that's what the statistics say. However, more and more people are thinking more men have these problems. They just aren't willing to admit it. Tonight we'll meet some men who have had the problem.
Who would think that the desire to look good could be deadly? But it can. Millions of people suffer with bulimia nervosa, binge eating followed by self-induced vomiting. It's a dangerous eating disorder that's always been associated with women until now. This is the country's first counseling group for men with eating disorders. Medical experts in Pittsburgh formed the group 3 years ago.
I didn't know what to expect. All I knew is that I was very sick from the binging and purging cycle that goes on with bulimics. And I was finding myself mostly with physical problems. My teeth were constantly grainy, very vile breath, and I know I had tears in my esophagus.
Don Carnahan's binging and purging cycle began in high school. At 5'4", 260 pounds, he was a star linebacker.
There wasn't the physical attraction that someone of 18 at his peak sexual need gets when you're 250 pounds. My nickname was Fireplug. But these other, this clique of girls would just terrorize me about my weight.
After high school, Don went on a strict diet and lost 90 pounds in 3 months, but became distressed when he started putting the weight back on. Then one day, while at lunch with some friends, he thought he found the answer. They observed a very thin woman eating an excessive amount of food.
And one of the women got up, who were all very big women, and went over and asked her, "How do you stay so thin? You eat so much." And the woman turned around and she said, "I vomit." Boing! That's when I latched onto it. I said, that's what I need to do.
Don started a secretive and ritualistic life, rarely eating with other people, devouring 8,000 to 12,000 calories late at night, 5 times more than the average intake for men. He became a recluse, to be alone with his food, his purging, and his emotions.
The act of vomiting for a bulimic is something that is so embarrassing and so shameful for them that they tend to hide it.
Dr. Ralph Wilkes counsels men with eating disorders. He says there are 3 ways bulimics purge food. The most common is induced vomiting. Another way is to take diuretics and laxatives. The third type of purging involves the ritual of binging, fasting, and excessive exercise on alternative days. Dr. Wilkes is most familiar with this last type of bulimia. He developed it while getting his degree in psychology.
I even was in therapy twice. You had to be to go through the graduate training. And I told them that I was doing some of these things, and nobody ever picked up on it. I'll give you an example of a typical binge. About a pound of cooked salami, pound or so of cheese, pound bag of Doritos, maybe a dozen apples, and 1 or 1.5 of those big 8-ounce chocolate bars.
The binging and purging is common to all bulimics. However, doctors believe that the motivation behind the desire to be thin differs between men and women.
A man who can stand the shape of his stomach because he's teased and criticized by friends. A guy who wants to get into a super low wrestling class because he wants to feel competitive. A male who's middle-aged and wants to get promoted, have an extramarital affair. These are all issues that are more related to males than females.
Research shows the highest male risk group is among athletes and those who are obese as children. For both sexes, bulimia usually sets in during adolescence, and its vicious cycle can continue for a lifetime. It's recognized as an addiction, and like all addictions, the first step to recovery is admitting there's a problem.
And how I knew I was in real trouble was when I started finding myself calling my patients that I might have for evening sessions and telling them that I was ill and I wasn't going to be able to make it tonight, no matter what their problems were, and then going home and binging.
After a failed marriage, losing clients, and a 15-year cycle of binging, Dr. Wilt hit rock bottom. Unfortunately, at that time, 13 years ago, little was known about bulimia. The doctor battled his disease with the help of his fiancée and other family members.
That's a double burden.
For Don, the moment of truth came 3 years ago.
The worst thing that ever happened was when I didn't lock the door, and my mother opened the door and caught me throwing up. And she knew right then and there was a big problem.
It's been 2 years since Don succumbed to the binge and purge cycle of bulimia, a relatively short time. But according to doctors, Don's struggle with the disease will last a lifetime.
Eating disorders of this nature, bulimia especially, is extremely dangerous to your health. And if you are afraid to get treatment, then you're wrong. You ought to be afraid of dying from this.
The personalities of those with eating disorders are much the same, regardless of sex. They are usually high achievers with low self-esteem, and so no matter how much they achieve, they're never quite satisfied with themselves.
Oh, one interesting point is they also tend to abuse alcohol and drugs as well. One difference, however, is most men, when they start with these kind of patterns, are already overweight, whereas the women aren't.
Coming up next, looking for ways to crack down on the sale of stolen merchandise.
Do you think Mom will like it?
She'll love it.
A country Christmas.
I wonder what kind of tree they got.
If you cherish a good old-fashioned holiday, then welcome home to A Country Christmas, your introduction to Time Life's new series, American Country. A treasury of inspiring decorating ideas and color photographs. Here's the one book that will help you create the country Christmas you've always wanted.
Hey, Mom, we got the tree!
Tour country homes all decked out for the holidays. Learn how to create your own Christmas garlands, handcrafted ornaments, and personalized country gift wrapping. And after Christmas, you can look forward to the country home, country decorating, and other beautiful volumes in the series. Call now for A Country Christmas, new from Time Life Books.
Call 1-800-356-9700 to examine A Country Christmas, free for 15 days. Keep it and pay just $14.99 plus shipping and handling. Other books will follow one about every other month. Keep only those you want. Cancel anytime.
At Clothing World, we're not your typical discount clothing store. We discount not because of inferior or cheap clothing. We offer low prices on quality name brand clothing simply because we operate with low overhead and low markup, and our discounts are substantial. Always at least a third off regular retail. So for honest values on great selections of quality men's, women's, and children's wear, shop Clothing World. Clothing World, I-20 at Pontiac.
At Shoneys, we think a pie should look like a pie. Not like an egg roll. At Shoneys, we cook our chicken, shrimp, and steak over fire.
You've heard the phrase, if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. Too good to be true. That may be the case sometimes when we hear about cars being advertised for ridiculously low prices. It may cost you a bundle when the police come to take you and the car away. It may be stolen. Tonight we're going to look at how some police departments are finding unusual ways to fight hot merchandise.
From petty theft to grand larceny, stealing has become a $100 billion a year industry. There is a widespread underground network that launders stolen goods back into the economy. To get an idea of the scope of the business, all you have to do is look at a town like Anaheim, California, home of Disneyland.
Well, Anaheim being a medium-sized city, we have, millions of dollars of stolen property taken in this city every year. If you multiply that by thousands of cities across the country, it's mind-boggling.
Police routinely arrest burglary suspects, but it's not the burglars who profit most from stolen goods. The real money is made by the fence, the person who buys hot items and resells them at huge profits. But fences are difficult to catch, so police have come up with another way to disrupt this booming business. In Anaheim, police set up their own fencing operation, a sting in which officers bought stolen goods from thieves, everything from clothes to cars.
This thing run pretty good?
The two men with long hair are really Anaheim undercover officers, negotiating to buy this Mustang convertible.
How much do I want to give you?
Yeah. Give us more. We'll make it up to you guys.
For almost a year, Anaheim police met thieves at parking lots and at this apartment, rigged with microphones and hidden cameras. They quickly learned just how lucrative fencing can be. For $25,000, they were able to buy almost $1.5 million worth of merchandise. They made their best deals on luxury cars.
You can buy a $30,000 Corvette for $500. Mercedes, $700.
Russ Sutter was one of the officers who posed as a fence. Well disguised, he and his partner were able to convince dozens of thieves that they were for real, although some of their regular clients never really trusted them.
Mike, I'm kind of worried. I'm like, what do you mean? About you guys. I'm like, hey, I think they're cool.
Oh, she's worried about us?
Yeah.
For what?
One guy over and over again, after about the fourth time he sold to us, he says, well, I still don't feel good about you, this is too good to be true. A lot of them had their suspicions, but the need for that cash outweighs the suspicion.
Just as most fences do, Anaheim police paid thieves about 10 cents on the dollar. After a couple of buys, they began paying thieves as little as possible, becoming expert at bartering.
How about 200? We'd give them a good price for the first item they brought, and then as they brought more things to us, we'd kind of deal with them a little bit and get as low as price as we could.
Most thieves were desperate for cash. Many were junkies and would take whatever was offered to them. Sylvester, a burglar and drug addict, is now doing time in this Virginia prison. He says he always knew that fences were making all of the money.
I had an $8,000 Rolex watch and took the watch to pawn the watch. But I couldn't get but $450 for the watch. The watch was brand new.
The pawn shop Sylvester sold stolen jewelry to would turn around and mark it up to nearly retail price.
You could walk probably back by the same place and see the same watch on display for maybe $5,000, $6,000.
A friend of mine's got a brand new Maytag washer and dryer.
Surprisingly, many stolen items were brand new, taken from factories and from stores. Many hot goods end up where anyone can buy them, unaware that they are stolen. According to police, flea markets and swap meets are notorious for selling stolen items. They also warn about pawn shops and second-hand stores. Other goods may be found in established retail stores.
And if somebody comes up to them and says, hey, I got 25 TVs for you at a great price, they don't often ask too many questions.
Fencing is a low-risk, high-profit business. Few fences get caught, and when they do, they're difficult to convict. Prosecutors must prove that the fence knew the goods were stolen. Anaheim police say during their sting, they came to the conclusion that most fences do know, because most burglars brag about their crimes.
Get a load of this. I got the new way, dude. You guys are going to love this. It's doing a lot, right? I got the box, the window, doors unlocked, roll the window down, pick the box. Some of them would tell us the exact place, the time, who was there, what they found in the house besides the property that brought us. They're real informative.
Thieves and fences seem to rationalize their actions. During a San Francisco sting operation, one thief was quick to justify his crimes.
He would say something to the effect of, police steal, judges steal, this is America, land of plenty.
It seems the people who buy stolen goods also have little concern for victims. This woman is a junkie who sells stolen goods to her neighbors. She says there's never a shortage of willing buyers.
Let's say you saw a real nice suit you wanted to get. When you were thinking about how long you'd have to have it on layaway before you could get it. Somebody came over and wanted to give it to you for half the price. Wouldn't you be kind of tempted?
Everybody has a little fence inside them. Basic human greed might have something to do with that. 800 for them both.
While police can show that ongoing stings are very successful, critics say that such operations keep thieves stealing. Police are quick to defend their strategy. They say videotapes of thieves repeatedly selling stolen goods is the best way to persuade judges to impose stiff sentences and disrupt the fencing business.
These are the ones that are feeding the fences. Without them, you aren't going to have the fences.
Police will recover about 30% of all stolen merchandise, but even then they can't return it to their owners because so often it is not marked. They suggest you engrave your driver's license number on all of your valuables. Coming up next,
the Infinity campaign is unique, and it could be breakthrough.
So I say, Doc, after surgery, will I be able to swim? And he says, sure. I say, terrific. I never could before.
Never could tell a joke either.
Well, at least we could still take this trip.
Say, you were sick for a while. You were laid up, what, 4 weeks?
No, 5. You know, Medicare didn't cover it all either.
You're kidding. So how could you still afford to take this trip?
Aflac's Equalizer.
It's the American Family Life Assurance Company. Equalizer. Sounds like one of my grandson's superheroes.
For Medicare-covered expenses, Aflac's Equalizer pays deductibles, co-payments, helps pay the difference between Medicare and reality, and only you can cancel your policy.
You know, the rep helped us fill out all the claims, too.
Now you're gloating.
And you should be listening, Mr. It Can't Happen to Me.
For information, call our toll-free number. Aflac's Equalizer helps you protect your health, your lifestyle, your peace of mind. Aflac, insuring 30 million people worldwide.
Protecting your health for life.
This Friday and Saturday, Todd Moore is having their biggest store-wide sale ever. Here's Dale with the details.
Due to huge customer demand, the 12-hour sale has been extended to 18 hours and will start Friday at 12 noon at all locations and go all day Saturday. You'll have 18 hours to save up to 50% on every item in every store. Save on shoes, equipment, weights, on clothing, and accessories. It's Todd Moore's 18-hour sale this Friday and all day Saturday.
Does Waccamaw have a huge selection of home decorating items? I guess you might say that, yes.
Think Waccamaw first for lead crystal lamps. Choose from 3 styles, only $15 each. This lead crystal clock from J.G. Durand, only $15. Choose from this 10-piece brass platter set. All sizes 20% off the everyday low price. Now through Sunday at Waccamaw.
Walk away with Waccamaw.
For the past few months, advertisers and viewers have been abuzz about a product they haven't even been able to see yet. As a matter of fact, it wasn't even available yet. It's all about a new car called Infinity and an advertising campaign that is definitely unique.
I'm sure whoever came up with this idea thought they had raised commercials to an art form. Well, no matter what happens to the car, it could be that this style of commercial is a thing of the future.
You know you're gonna buy a Chevy and get a great deal and buy a Chevy and come on, y'all.
This is one method used to sell cars. This is another.
Your Toyota dealers present a sales event too big for the big screen, the Big Save.
And this is yet another. Rock and roll, humor, beautiful women, and the hard sales pitch have all found their way into car commercials. But recently, a brand new, dramatically different style hit the screen, and it stands alone.
An automotive designer looks at the shapes of nature, the soft lines, and because he sees things a certain way, those lines suggest an automobile design.
This is an ad for the Infinity, the rarely seen, about-to-be-released Japanese luxury car that everyone is wondering about. But it's not just the car people are wondering about, it's the commercials.
The Infinity campaign is unique, and it could be breakthrough.
The ad campaign certainly got my interest.
We've had many customers place orders for them. They want to be the first one to have one in their area.
What is luxury? Is it something expensive?
The series of Infinity ads comes from the advertising giant Hill Holliday, specifically from their creative director, Bill Heater.
What we realized as we were working on it was that you could keep paring away some of the conventions of automobile advertising. I got a raise. That means, I can buy you a sandbox.
Heater is the creative force behind many ad campaigns, including the real-life, real answer spots for John Hancock. As you may have noticed, he's also the actor and narrator in this commercial. He voiced all of the Infinity ads. His success comes from finding a way to tailor his ads to the specific client.
You know, this mystery of not seeing the car is just a way of being polite, which is very Japanese. From the days of the gilded coach.
The name recognition of Infinity has skyrocketed since the time the first print ads appeared several months ago. The TV ads have given them, ironically, enormous visibility. For a car that remains invisible, the company has enormous visibility.
So much visibility that incredibly people are ordering and in some cases buying the cars sight unseen.
Even before the people have seen the car, they come in and they talk to our trained Infinity sales people. We do have brochures, we do have color charts, and we do have the prices. And based on that information, the people are placing orders.
So if you're one of the many who've been waiting to get a good look at an Infinity, wait no longer. Here it is. Some say they look like a BMW, others a Ford Taurus. In any case, they cost from $23,000 to $38,000, and they're going fast.
It's going to be very difficult to get them because of the demand. It's not a volume franchise. They're not looking for numbers. What they're looking is a long-term commitment from the dealer, from the employees, and from the customer.
However the cars sell, there's no denying the success of the ad campaign, success that undoubtedly will spawn a series of imitators.
In the advertising business, whenever somebody is able to break some new ground, soon enough, a number of other people will come in with Me Too versions of the same.
I believe you'll see more of the kind of advertising that we're doing for Infinity, which tries to talk about essential or inherent qualities in a product rather than, you know, these superficial or materialistic aspects of it.
Oh, it's exciting. To me, we're making history, not only as dealers, but in the way people are going to be buying cars in the future. I think you're going to see all the other major manufacturers jump on the bandwagon because Infinity really has a good handle on the way the customer of the 90s wants to be treated and handled.
Surprisingly, it wasn't difficult to get the client to accept this kind of commercial campaign. Maybe that had something to do with the fact that the spots cost only $50,000 each compared to an average of $400,000 for other car commercials.
I still can't get over people willing to buy a car they've never even seen. Would you do that?
No.
Speaking of the car, it will cost you $38,000.
We'll be back in a minute with some more new ideas for your home.
Do you think Mom will like it?
She'll love it.
It's got short needles. That's her favorite.
A country Christmas.
I wonder what kind of tree they got.
They'll be home soon. If you cherish a good old-fashioned holiday, then welcome home to A Country Christmas, your introduction to Time Life's new series, American Country. A treasury of inspiring decorating ideas and color photographs. Here's the one book that will help you create the country Christmas you've always wanted.
Hey, Mom, we got the tree!
Tour country homes all decked out for the holidays. Create a charming Christmas still life with your favorite country collectibles. Celebrate the holidays with festive country fare. Step by step, you'll learn how to make this inviting wreath. Plus chocolate truffles and handcrafted ornaments. Surprise your family and friends with personalized country gift wrap, as memorable as your gift. These colorful packages were made from fabrics, paper bags, and other handy items. The kids will enjoy creating their own Christmas garlands. They're easy and fun to make using everyday materials like pretzels, gumdrops, and pine cones. A Country Christmas is brimming with fresh ideas and information to help you express your own personal country style. After Christmas, look forward to The Country Home, Country Decorating, The Country Kitchen, and other beautiful volumes in the series. You'll receive one every other month. Keep only those you want. Cancel at any time. Light up your holidays with good old-fashioned country spirit. Call now for A Country Christmas, new from Time Life Books.
Call 1-800-221-5800 to examine A Country Christmas, free for 15 days. Keep it and pay just $14.99 plus shipping and handling. Other books will follow. What about every other month? Keep only those you want. Cancel anytime. Call 1-800-221-5800 now.
Surely you couldn't have helped but notice the home where we've been spending the evening. It is a knockout, isn't it?
It's called the Idea Home, and it's at Cedar Cove on Lake Murray. and it is full of home ideas.
The idea behind the home itself is to provide a demonstration of the new products available to make homes more comfortable and functional. Like these, for example.
The house is totally wrapped in a special polyethylene sheeting to prevent air from escaping through the cracks. The home also has a radiant heat system embedded in the floor, which, besides keeping your toes warm, is one of the most efficient new ways to heat.
A couple of other things I liked included a built-in sound system and a built-in cleaning system. Ladies, check out this kitchen. This is the 1990s. A beautiful decor, but what's even better are all the gadgets. For instance, this kitchen computer. This computer will keep track of your shopping lists, your recipes, even your diet. And it will make an inventory, too. For instance, if you punch up a recipe, it already knows what you have in your refrigerator, and it'll tell you what you still need to shop for.
Here are a few ideas that I kind of like. The skylights are automatic. If you go away and forget you left them open and it begins to rain, they will close automatically. If it gets too hot in the living room, they will open automatically. The gas logs in the fireplace are on remote control. And you ask yourself, how am I going to control all of these gadgets? Well, the answer is simple, with another computer, and it's in the wall. Everything from setting temperatures in the house, in each individual room, to security, lighting and appliances, communications, it's all in the computer. It will let you know when your teenagers go and come, sort of an automatic sign-out sheet. It will also let you know when a burglar's in the house and in what room.
The law applies equally to everybody, whether they're rich or poor, and whether they're famous or not.
Would you put Rob Lowe in jail? Tomorrow on PM Magazine, are celebrities getting star treatment instead of jail sentences? Plus, the Jacksons on Success, Michael, and the rumors about LaToya.
We don't agree with some of the things she's done, but our love for her would never change.
Well, hope you enjoyed your first day of November, and we'll see you tomorrow night on PM Magazine.
Good night.
We at Columbia Appliance and Service are excited because now you can get up to 24 months financing with 0% interest.
That's right, 0% interest for 2 years.
Like this 18 cubic foot Amana refrigerator with glass adjustable shelves and a free ice maker, only $678. Or this 700 watt Amana radar range with 2 program memory, only $268.
And as always, there's free delivery and no color charge.
Columbia Appliance, 0% interest for 2 years.
For really light biscuits, remember, White Lily is made from only pure soft wheat, so White Lily biscuits turn out very light. White Lily, the light baking flour.
Hi, what you doing?
Guarding the secret to White Lily cornmeal mix.
Everyone knows White Lily is ground from the whole kernel.
Everybody know?
But syrup.
Cornbread.
White Lily cornmeal mix ground from the whole kernel for full corn flavor.
When a dog decides the taste of his old food is a flop, he needs help.
Jim Dandy to the rescue. Dogs everywhere spreading the word. Jim Dandy is the name that's heard. Dogs coming from miles away. The big taste gonna make their day. Jim Dandy to the rescue.
When you've got a flavor as big and meaty as Jim Dandy Classic Dinner, the word has a way of getting around.
Jim Dandy to the rescue.
Italian menswear designer Luciano Franzoni at 12:30.
Come home to the best, only on NBC.